What's up gamers, Dreamcastguy here, talking today about the Xbox Series X because Microsoft just revealed a ton of new details about it, including confirming some rumors and leaks, showing off some stuff that was never seen before, and also kind of explaining why the next generation is actually going to be different. A lot of us, especially console gamers like myself, have been curious what's going to make next generation different. Right now, the Xbox Series X, it just seems like a far off dream. I'm still happy with my Xbox One, and I definitely love my PlayStation 4, but this new stuff, it's actually won me over to a pretty big degree. So what we're looking at here, this is Xbox Wire. It's kind of the way that Microsoft talks to the fans. This was just posted about an hour ago, and I'll say that most of this is incredibly specific details of like hardware specifications and stuff. Things that I think, well, hardcore people are going to like, but I'm more curious about this stuff down here. These are a lot of things that are sort of explaining why gamers should actually be hyped for the Series X. And I'll just say this, just reading this has now completely won me over to the Series X. I was always going to buy one because I like to review exclusives and I wanted to be able to see like the best version of Halo Infinite, but now that I've read this, I can say that I am downright excited to get my hands on the Series X. Immersion is an instant. The next console generation will be defined by more playing and less waiting, and when play begins, we know that many gamers demand ultra-low latency to be as immersed and precise as possible. To this end, the team analyzed every step between player and game. Okay, so here it is. SSD storage. With our next generation SSD, nearly every aspect of playing games is improved. Game worlds are larger, more dynamic, and load in a flash, and fast travel is just that. Fast. And what's funny is, I've gotten a chance to see this. I've gamed a little bit now on SSD stuff. Solid state drives absolutely matter. Solid state drives do more than just eliminate load times. They actually fundamentally change the nature of game design. Making it so your entire world is instantaneously accessible gives a lot of developers extra tools, extra options, extra ways to just play the games we're already wanting to play. Now, here's the next thing. Quick Resume. The new Quick Resume feature lets you continue multiple games from a suspended state almost instantly, returning you where you were and what you were doing without waiting through long loading screens. Dynamic latency input. Now, this is another thing that's really interesting. They're basically working on a way to try and make it where there's going to be basically no delay at all, not even microseconds between your controller and the things happening on screen. This is especially good for fighting game tournaments and things like the super die-hard people who love first-person shooters, which I'll admit that at times I definitely get a little bit sweaty. I want to be able to be the most perfect player. This stuff is literally trying to change the way we're going to be interacting with games. Another one here, HDMI 2.1 innovation. Now, this is a little bit of a technical thing here, but basically what it's saying is the Xbox Series X is actually going to be able to talk to your television, see what its make and model is, and then perfectly tune it so that the picture will be as pristine as possible. This is some future tech stuff. But here's the thing that I think people are probably going to be quoting the most, which is the fact that they're going to have up to 120 frames per second support. Now, if we're just being brutally clear here, most games aren't going to have this. I mean, things like Grand Theft Auto 6 are going to be very demanding on the hardware already, even with things like solid state drives and now the confirmed 12 teraflops of power. It's still going to be very difficult for any games to hit 120 frames a second. But I do think we're going to start to see a lot more stuff over 60 frames a second. And you will see things like racing games or maybe some cool little indie projects hitting 120 frames a second. And as somebody who's had the opportunity to actually test out some games over 100 frames a second recently, it does make a difference. I can confirm that I was wrong. In the past, in certain videos, I've said, why does anything need to be more than 30 FPS? Now that I've experienced the future, I definitely gotta say, a more liquidy smooth frame rate definitely improves your immersion to that universe. Now here is the things that get me by far the excitedest. Backwards compatibility and smart delivery. Both of these are the reason I'm buying an Xbox Series X. Flat out, Microsoft, this is my jam. The next generation of game compatibility. Benefits of the next console generation extend in every direction, bringing greater visual fidelity and improved loading speeds to your existing game legacy in addition to new games. We're continuing our commitment to compatibility with the Xbox Series X and investing in technology that makes game ownership easier across generations. Now, let that sink in for a second. Already, they're saying every game that you currently have will be better and improved on the next generation. 4 generations of gaming. Our commitment to compatibility means existing Xbox One games, including backwards compatible Xbox 360 and original Xbox games, look and play better than ever before. Your favorite games, included titles in the Xbox Game Pass, benefit from steadier frame rates, faster load times, and improved resolution and visual fidelity, all with no developer work required. Your Xbox One gaming accessories also come forward with you. This is a huge win for the gamers. I have a big original Xbox collection. I have like 100 games from my original Xbox. It's pretty awesome now that anytime one of these developers wants to unlock their backwards compatibility, anytime they give the green light to Microsoft, they'll be able to put any game from Xbox, Xbox 360, or Xbox One on the Series X, and not only will it be better, it will play better. That is such a monumental bargain. For people like you and me, I'll be able to just buy a game from like a flea market, throw it into my console, and play a modern, improved version of it. Like graphically, even if it is just boosting the frame rates or making it 4K, that to me is intensely cool. But I think that this part here is what's going to possibly blow the most minds: smart delivery. This technology empowers you to buy a game once and know that whether you're playing it on an Xbox One or a Series X, you're getting the right version of that game on whatever Xbox you're playing on. We're making the commitment to use smart delivery on all our exclusives. No, don't. Now my other cat's coming over here. Just hang out for a second. We're making the commitment to use smart delivery on all Xbox exclusive game studio titles, including Halo Infinite, ensuring you have to only purchase a title once in order to play the best available version for whichever Xbox console they choose to play on. This technology is available for all developers and publishers, and they can choose to use the titles that will be released on Xbox One first and come to Xbox Series X later. That means if you buy a game on any of these consoles, they will be able to work on any of the others. That means if I buy, like say in just like 6 months or something, I decide to purchase an on-sale copy of Halo Infinite on the Xbox One, I can just plop that disc directly to my Series X and it will become the Series X version. And of course, the main thing that they always like to brag about is the amazingly extensive Xbox Game Pass library, all of which is fully backwards compatible. So that means Fable, that's going to work. Fable Legacy, Fable 3, if you want to see every part of old school Halo, if you want to see all sorts of retro projects that are on Games Pass, those all work on the Infinite, or that all works on the Series X. If I can just kind of break this down for a second and why I'm hyped, this is literally thousands and thousands of games that are all going to be on the Xbox Series X. I'm hoping that they bring a lot of exclusives. I'm hoping they bring a lot of stuff to just kind of be fresh and new. But in a weird way, my Xbox Series X is going to kind of also become my retro console. It's going to be my way of playing things from the early 2000s that really brought back the most memories. And the fact that it's going to be compatible with my old school controllers, I don't know. This seems like a giant choice that Microsoft realizes that they had to do right. They wanted to make sure that when gamers are playing it, they're excited for it. Alright, now the ball is in your court, Sony. Microsoft has come out with a bang. You guys got to reveal the PlayStation 5 and show us what you are doing for gamers. This is awesome. I'm definitely buying an Xbox Series X day freaking one, and I'm happy to do it. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. This is very cool. Sorry my cats kept coming in here. I forgot to shut my office door and they like to just walk in here. They hear me talking and they want to come in here and talk to me. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.